Welcome guys to the latest version of Adam's War Machines I brought here to San Diego, California, our Southern Cal location. This is known as the X-Wing. It is a new gen improved from the Mantis Pull-Down and High Row that I created. If any of you all have ever been to the gym locations and have tried it, the gyroscopic isolateral row and pull down is awesome, and you can really hit the weight differential with the technical advantage and all that seemed to be like where one plate, it would compound really heavy. I liked it. You didn't have to use a lot of weight, which was great for everyone, but it also had a lot of drift to it. And so amazing having that, like almost being able to like kind of swim movement in a, a weight resistance exercise, but it was a little beyond itself, if that makes sense. Not ahead of its time. I just think it was ahead of the application. For the last few years, it's just really bothered me. I love using it. It's one of my favorites, but I hated how it was so difficult for people to just be able to have access to it, to walk up and like grab the handles. It had a pivot to it, how it switched from like pull down to row. It was really difficult in that sense. So I came up with the X-Wing, and this thing more than delivered tenfold on what I had designed and intended for it to do. So let me run you guys through some of these awesome movements. A couple key features. The horns on the back of the machine are on either side, so I'll explain that soon. You're gonna see a pull pin right here to release the arm, and also allows you to go into center without crossing or bumping itself, and straight out, and it has a nice little stopper for keeping it parallel. So depending on if you want a wide, you want to come outside, and then of course, just like the Mantis, it has that nice drift without too much wobble. The thruster bearings in the top plate here allow it to have a little bit of resistance, so it's a lot more natural, and it's kind of that hybrid between a single inline row pull down to having something a little bit more versatile with a multi-access. So let me go ahead and get it set up. The seat's very easy to adjust. The Adam's War Machines ladder rack, as you've seen, they're very simple. And then of course a knee pad. So I'll bring this to center. The cool feature on these is you can see the awesome chains. We have handles on carabiners. So if you want to test yourself for grip, you can actually use the chain, and of course grabbing it at any length. And then as well, depending on the movement you're doing, you can lock it in at different heights, depending on your height, your reach, and the stretch you want to get. So it's super nice. And having the chains, it also duals as a rotary grip. So when I slide into this, I can rotate my hands freely because of the chains as I'm coming through the movement. I can come together, I can go wider, come down, just so many things you can do. But let's demonstrate some of the more practical uses, shall we? So I'm gonna go ahead and raise it because of my height. I'm going to put it on the top link. Super easy. Set myself up. Boom. So I can get a nice stretch, pop under here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in for the close grip, high row, ISO. And that ability to, like, as I release one, that nice ability to be able to come like straight out and around. It's way more natural. It guides with you. Your elbow is doing essentially the work, activating your back. It's super nice. I can come overhand, I can release, I can go underhand right here. It's just next level. And of course you can do it bilateral. So that's super fun. And then when you guys are ready, you can take the entire apparatus, and depending on your height, and you can link it right to the middle. So you just pop it off the first ring and you go right to the center. So then that comes from more of an actual lat pull down right here. And you can also keep it centered if you want to go close. You can bring it straight down, really get into the low lat activation. And then you can also come and bring it as wide as you possibly can and bring it forward. So super nice right there. So that's fun. And then just again, depending on what you want and like where you're at, if you really want to test your grip strength, you can unclip and set the handles down, and you can hold on to the chains yourself. It's actually pretty fun. Okay, so with that being said, let me show you guys the most fun part. Here we go. So we have pull pins on the outside of each arm. You lift the pin and spin the weight to the inside, and right to the back we go. Drop the pin. It is now locked into the secondary position. Come to this side, set up, drop the pin. And same movements, as you can see right here. It's literally in the same positioning, but now on the backside. This is where it gets fun. Okay, so also, once you spin to the back, you do have the platform to stand on, but one of my favorite features is being able to bring on an incline bench right off the end, and then you can stand here, depending on what you're gonna work with, and you can move the handles back down to the outside. If you're on the pull down position, the high row, and then this is where the grip is great, because let me show you guys. I'm gonna go down to 3. And then if you wanna get the best row and face pull like you've ever felt, I'll show you right now. So you're able to sit here off the back side of the machine with a bench, and we have it to where the footprint isn't too bad because it's kind of self-contained. So the weights on the back stay within the platform. I'll slide down, I can come together, I can go wide with my arm, and I can come straight back. You come together, you get a big stretch, and then face pull right there. Oh my, feels great. Freaking the rear delt, I can, and then that again with the chain, the rotary handle ability brings it up. You can naturally just pull like to the outside. You know, you can also lead with the elbows and pull back with an underhand grip. Kind of almost like doing a mad grip. Super, super nice, crazy. You can also come down in the center and a little bit more lat focus with the serratus right there. Almost like a pullover feeling. So that is one of the reasons why having the chains is so nice. And then if you guys see, a lot of competitors and different athletes will set up on a bench with cables behind a pull down. Well, wouldn't it be nice just to be able to do this? Come forward, depending on the length. Again, this can be adjusted at any length, and you can pull it in and pull straight down. You can have that nice rotary from overhand, get a crazy stretch through here, through your lat, lower lat and over the top, and then bring it in and then get a nice squeeze. You're on the side of the bench. Again, you can do both sides at the same time if you want, naturally. And of course, if you really want to focus, you can really bring it down in that isolateral movement. This thing, and then you just load a little bit of weight, and my goodness, it hits so good. Yep, right there. Those are just a couple of the movements. And one really fun one, again, if you want, you can just set the handle, bring it down, out of the way. You can also set it on the platform so it doesn't get lost. Come around. Okay. And if you want to test your grip, you can even do it standing. So we'll move the bench out of the way. So really fun. If you want to test your grip strength, stand directly in front of it, come down, and straight down. Almost like a full pullover. Pull over and tricep. Super fun. That one's a little extra, but I'll tell you what, it's not bad with a try, and you have the grip here with the chains. Super universal. This thing is a fun design, and I recommend checking it out here. The Warehouse Gym in San Antonio, Warehouse Gym in San Diego here in SoCal, the HQ and Hub, and soon to see you in Las Vegas, Nevada.